We're going to talk about the Munchkin game system. As you can see, it's kind of big. There's a lot of games here. This is the core Munchkin game system right here, and then you have some expansions to that. Then you have all of these other expansions that you can add to this game. However, each of these boxes, in and of itself, is a standalone game. So if you don't want to play as Munchkin, you can play as Space Rangers, or you can play as ninjas, or superheroes, or as a horror movie, or Mission Impossible, westerns, and the newest one is the Munchkin Booty, which is pirate themed. If you don't want to play cards but you like the idea, board game's the way to go. One of the things that Munchkin is known for is its wicked sense of humor. What I'm showing you here at the back of the boxes so you can see what kind of comes in each one. Each one comes with 168 full color cards. This one here is Munchkin Booty, and you can see that you can have a weapon of a chum bucket or a mirage, and some of the monsters that you can fight are Blackbeard and the Skeleton Crew. Down here on the Super Munchkin, you have invisibility, you have Bucket Man, which is your superhero, and you have a Batmobile. Okay, what I'm showing you here is the back of the Munchkin Quest board game box. This is for if you don't want to mess around with the whole card game thing. You can see that you have the rooms, and each player has a token that moves around, and monsters and such. So it's essentially the game, but in board format. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking at the core game of Munchkin, and again, here's all of your expansions. Inside this single box, you're going to get 2 decks of cards, a dice, and the instructions. The instructions are just 4 pages, so it's really not a very complex game. Essentially, the decks of cards are doors and money. The doors are where your monsters and your characters live. Treasure is treasure. If you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, this is a big spoof on that kind of a game. Inside of your cards here for the doors, you'll find warriors and elves and halflings and such. You'll find monsters such as Platicore, unspeakable, awful, indescribable horror, and stone golems. Over here in the Munchkin treasure bin, you'll find boots of running really fast, a buckler of swashing, leather armor, and slimy armor, and things of that nature. This is how you equip your characters. These are the monsters that you're going to fight, and these are your characters. And your goal is to get your character to a level 10 by doing whatever you have to do to stab your friends and neighbors in the back. That's where this thing comes in. This is a level counter. The game doesn't come with level counters, so you have to use paper or pennies or something of that nature to keep track, because after a while it gets a little complicated. If you get a couple level counters, you're good. You just turn the knob and it shows you what level you're at. The dice is used when you have battles with the monsters and you might have to run away. One last thing that we want to point out about Munchkin is a player aid. This is created by us here at Backstab Games. It's a 2-sided player aid, and you can download it from our site. That way, if you don't read the rules all the way through and you just want to jump into the game, go ahead and download it and have at it.